I'm not gonna bitch about the internet. I'm just gonna beat you or lose and then not play you again. Be like, okay, well, you got that. GG's. And then I'm out of there, right? I'm more likely to play against people who are Wi-Fi on PC than I am to play against people who are Wi-Fi on console. Because it's actually baked directly into your device when it comes to a console. You have an Ethernet port. I'm going to let you guys know there are devices that are considered PCs. I streamed for like 6 hours that day. Damn. There are devices that are considered PCs that do not have an Ethernet port baked onto them, right? The new gaming handhelds, the PC handhelds, right? The Steam Deck, the Asus ROG Ally, the Lenovo Legion Go. Those devices don't natively have an Ethernet port on them, right? And a lot of people will be like, well, fucking buy a fucking USB-C hub that has a port on it. Stupid, buy the Steam Deck dock. Like, come on, man. If you just spent $600 on a device, maybe you don't have enough money left for that, and you already have a Steam's library and just want to play your games. Sure, you can stick to casual match, or you could take your chances in ranked and hope people play you. I'll play Wi-Fi at least once, anytime. I don't care. Like, I'm not like a super stickler about it, but I am self-aware that I'm not the norm. Most people aren't like me, and for the better, right? I think that if more people just played on really shitty connections, people that are more weak-willed would probably just find ways to make excuses about that. Same day Creeper actually rejected the VC invite. Yeah, that was crazy. Crazy of him to not want to talk to you. I hope you broke up with him. I think that generally weak-willed people are very easy to get to. Hold on, let me put on some tunes. Let me put on some tunes, shall we? Let me put on some tunes. Yeah. Yeah. Which one is it? Is it the Arcade OST? It is. Nice. You down to play some Paladins this weekend for triple XP? Probably in the morning. In the morning, Saturday morning. Or Sunday morning. You gotta be up. We up. I was speaking earlier, like, I don't know, not even a minute ago, of weak-willed players, right? Because I was mentioning Wi-Fi and how I always, at least, most of the time, I'll play Wi-Fi matches at least once. If I'm like, I just want a game. And it's not normal. I'm down for some Ray Grok shenanigans. Absolutely. You know me. I'm always down for some Ray Grok shenanigans. So, the reason why I mentioned that, actually, is because I realized the other day I was giving someone advice. They asked me for it, but they weren't too fond of my answers. And I was told that I speak very objectively and kind of in a condescending tone. And I think that only really happens, if I'm honest, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys maybe watch the YouTube, maybe have seen a few more videos. Tell me if I speak condescendingly to everyone in my chat. And just everyone in general, right? Don't ask how I speak to Tavern Creeper. That doesn't count because fuck that guy. Anyways, the reason why is because I like to avoid giving people advice that keeps them in a scrub mentality. And what is a scrub mentality, man? A scrub mentality is generally something that people hold on to that allows them to blame outside factors or additional factors for their loss, right? Instead of saying, I got outplayed, this guy played better than me, I made a misplay, or this loss was in my control and I could have played better. Instead of saying things like that, they say things along the lines of, God, I can't wait for them to patch the stupid fucking character. The stage interactable hit me in a weird way, so I didn't get a combo off of it. My opponent is using cheap tactics and they're brain dead, or they don't know how to play the game right. Man, I wish I was higher ranked, so I was playing against people who want to play the real version of said fighting game, right? Those are kind of generally the things you'll hear when you think of a scrub mentality. You're hearing these and you're thinking to yourself, man, I know some people who say shit like that. Or you're thinking to yourself, I've heard people say things that sound along the lines of that. And the reason why is because the scrub mentality is very common. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to hold y'all. The vast majority of people who play fighting games are scrubs. The vast majority of people, I don't care how high rank you are. I don't care how low rank you are. I don't care if you think you're fucking nice with it. I think generally most people that are scrubs have a big ego. They do think they're nice with it. But generally, Your rank doesn't matter when it comes to being a scrub. I know people who are high rank scrubs in DOA, high rank scrubs in Soul Calibur, high rank scrubs in Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. It doesn't matter. Being a scrub is a mentality, and it's very hard to learn your way out of it. It's very hard to coach someone out of a scrub mentality. Oh, on that last one, yeah, you know exactly what I mean. We've all heard scrub excuses. And the reason why scrub excuses are so dangerous is because they're reassuring. There's some sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy where at some point you start to believe that these are the reasons why you're held back and why you're not getting better. Oh, everyone I'm playing is on Wi-Fi, man. Oh, everyone's connections are trash. Oh, everyone's fucking playing the best character in the game and I can't beat him. This move needs to be nerfed. These sensational ideas and things that you hear, people generally use to get themselves out of self-accountability, out of just admitting that they lost the game. You'll hear me say every now and then, like, oh my gosh, this situation's like really frustrating. This situation's cheap. God, I hate having to deal with this. But you also see me trying to mash my way out, sidestep my way out, armor, power crush, use a super. You see me essentially trying to, at some point, get out of the situation. I can use myself as a giant reference here, right? And the reason why is because I wasn't always the Zen master of not being tilted in fighting games as I am now. I had moments in my past where I was significantly worse at handling rage and tilt and salt, right? Where I would say scrubbier things. And one of the biggest things is I come from a game called Soul Calibur 6. Let's just say that's what I started with, right? Because you can go back and actually watch my streams for that, which is good. And you'll notice a lot of the things I say and a lot of things I did revolved around certain mechanics of the game. Soul Charge, Reversal Edge, generally. Those are the two things that I could not stand, that I was very annoyed with having to deal with. And originally, you would hear me talking about how they needed nerfed, they needed to be adjusted, they needed to be removed from the game. But later, you would see me dealing with the same options, Soul Charge, Reversal Edge, GI even. And instead, you would see me trying to figure out how to beat them. Oh, this player's using a lot of Reversal Edge, but not, dude, this guy's fucking spamming Reversal Edge, what a bitch! You don't hear that out of me anymore. Instead you hear, this guy's mashing a lot of fucking Reversal Edge, or this guy's using a lot of Reversal Edge. I need to watch out for it. I need to bait it. I need to beat it. I don't have time to wait for the developers to fix the bad mechanic. To change the broken mechanic, right? For people to honorably stop using this cheap mechanic because it's too broken and it's unfair. I don't have time for that. I want to win. I want to do better. So instead, I started just figuring out how to beat the mechanic. Sometimes, I'm not going to hold you, gang. There are situations in fighting games that are not okay, that are very fucked up. Hello, racist camera. Thank you. That are very fucked up, not fun to fight against, and extremely oppressive. And sometimes may not even have reasonable counterplay. The next best step is to find out how to not be in that situation, right? And because that's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to be stuck at the wall dealing with a Dragunov doing sneak 4 or sneak into crouch command throw mix-ups because guess what? Fucking throws catch step in Tekken now. So trying to step that sneak 4, get fucked, bucko. Now you're getting command throw, right? So now that's an issue, right? So instead, you just want to figure out, how do I not deal with this issue? I want to get away from this issue. You're way more racist than the camera could ever be? Yeah, probably. It's Black History Month. I get to be racist. By the time this video goes up, it may no longer be Black History Month. So omit what I just said, Twitch chat. Omit what I just said, YouTube channel. I give advice to people who ask, generally. I try not to give unsolicited advice. And that's the biggest way to find a scrub, is if someone asks you for advice, but doesn't want to hold the advice, wants to instead of saying yes and, they say yes but. Yes but is the biggest indication of a scrub. After yes but, be very careful about what comes out of their mouth, because this person may not be helpable. Okay? You may be the yes but guy. And if you're thinking about this right now, look inward. Think about if you really want to get better at fighting games, or if you just want to bitch about stuff. If you just want to bitch about stuff, more power to you. But probably don't ask your friends and streamers and top level players for advice if you're not going to take it. When someone tells you Dragunov's running 2 is steppable, and if you step duck, generally you won't get hit by forward running 3, right? Because running 3 is a tracking high, and running 2 is a mid. It's a mid and it doesn't track, right? That's one of his poor things, is he doesn't have good tracking. And your opponent is only using these 2 options in a vacuum. Let's not think about anything else. Their tracking running move and their non-tracking running move. Hey man, I think you should try sidestep duck. If your response is yes, but, you may be the problem, right? You may be the issue. If you hear someone say yes, but, be very careful, because they may not be heeding your advice at all and may be wasting your time, and they may be going in one ear and out the other. I've had it happen in every fighting game I've ever played that people have asked me for advice in or asked me how I've gotten better at. I run my head into a brick wall until I get better. That's just me personally, because I can do that. Some people do not have the mentality for that, and it will break them. Some people can't do it, and that's okay. Some people have to learn by trial and error. Some people have to learn by sitting in the lab and doing it. Some people can absorb information by people just telling it to them. So maybe you're not a scrub at all, and you just are looking for advice in the wrong way. Maybe you just need to get the hammer and start just hitting everything that has a nail in it. Just start hitting it and see what happens. See what kind of house you build. See what kind of picket fence you make around yourself as a player. There's nothing wrong with having different styles of learning, and there's nothing wrong with having different styles of taking advice, but generally you want to minimize the amount of lack of self-awareness, right? You want to make sure that you're very self-aware and that generally there are times you could have played better, could have won if you had made a different decision or understood the situation better, right? And taking more accountability for your losses, right? Don't beat yourself up too much, but take accountability for your losses. Understand that not every game is going to go in your favor, even if you're learning the things that you're supposed to be learning at the rate you think you're supposed to be learning them. I make a picket fence to keep creeper out. Hey, if that works for you, I don't know if it works. I am a big fan of watching people grow at their own rate. I have friends who have been playing fighting games significantly longer than me, but cannot take games off me in anything they play. And I have friends who pick up a fighting game in 2 weeks and learn 5 characters and beat the shit out of me. Shoutouts to Rush from Locals, right? That's just how some players are. You might be in the middle, you might be all the way on one end. But the best thing to do is make sure that if you're exhibiting scrub mentality and you want to get better, break it the best you can, because as you are, you're probably uncoachable with a scrub mentality. You probably are not in a mindset to learn for yourself or be taught if you have a scrub mentality. I want you guys in the comment section down below, give me your best scrub excuses. To tell me about your friend John who makes an excuse every time someone beats him in his favorite fighting game. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it around to friends that you maybe think exhibit some scrub mentality things. Bring them over to me. I'll try to help them out a little bit. I can only do so much. And if they start beating you, it's not my fault. They broke the scrub mentality themselves. Anyway, this has been Beanie Thuggish for the YouTubes. Did I tell you to subscribe to the channel? I hope I did, because I want to hit 1K. This has been Beanie Thuggish for the YouTubes. Signing out, talking about scrub mentality and how it's a deterrent for learning and fighting games. And saying peace.